I just want to put it on record to you, Minister, that all the evidence that you have got in all of this is that the public know nothing really about IPP apart from people like this committee going on about it. All the evidence suggests it's a disastrous sentence which is impacting thousands of people. And just in terms of one specific type of sentence, Minister, regarding the points that Ms Eagle has just made, could you just tell me what public consultation the Department has undertaken in respect of IPP sentences?
Well, in respect of IPP, I'm conscious of the report that is outstanding from the committee that we need to respond to. I'll invite Ms Fielder in a minute, if I can, talk about the specifics of that. But what I appreciate will be frustrating for you and the Chair is I'm conscious we have not yet formally responded to that, so I don't want to prejudge. No, but I don't want to prejudge what we are going to set out in that and how we've reached the conclusions we have and the evidence on which we've based it, which goes to, as agreed, to your point about reflections of public opinion on that. I don't know if there's anything that Ms Fielder wants to add, but I just want to be...
Come on, Ms Fielder, just to put it in some context, Ms Fielder, I'm sorry. I think the reason why I asked the question is because this is a committee meeting today about public knowledge, perception of sentences. And therefore, you know, the clues in the title, it's all sentences that are available to the court. Now, approximately 4% of the people in custody in this country at this moment in time are on IPP sentences. Now, I don't think the public know that. And I think that the IPP sentences are a unique group of prisoners who have been sentenced in a certain way. And I just wonder, because of their unique status, whether some work is going on, whether Minister or Ms Fielder, there is some evidence to show that the public view has been taken, and whether you can prove to me or show to me that actually the public are being told what IPP is and the impact of IPP on the people who are serving these sentences.
So the... Come in a second. No, go for it. No, I'll come in.
I mean, I haven't got evidence that I can show you that the public understand what the IPP sentence is directly. I think in some respects it gets a high degree of coverage, and I expect that there's an ongoing interest in Parliament and driven by Parliament in particular, as well as some very active stakeholders and families, that I think probably does give it quite a high degree of awareness relative to perhaps other types of sentence in some degrees. Whether that equates to understanding what is a really complex sentence, I wouldn't want to say, if I'm totally honest.
And if I can very quickly come back, Mr Daly, on that. I am not aware of any direct IPP-specific polling or research that we have done around it. But just on your broader point, and I would agree with what Ms Mills said, and of course it's not a sentence available to the court now, since 2012, I think, brought in by David Blunkett when he was Home Secretary, and subsequently not available since 2012. But I think the point you make, as is made in your report, is there are, I think, I may get this slightly wrong, around 3,000 people currently on that.
I understand that, and I'm sorry, can I just...
But I don't think there is a broad public awareness of them, is the short answer.
I think it's an important thing for the record, because there's lots of poor families out there. When you look at the white paper, for example, the impact assessment, this is getting back to Mr Timpson's question, said that offenders spending a longer time in custody may strain familial and community links, could limit offender motivation for re-engagement in rehabilitation, and ultimately increase the likelihood of offending. I just want to put it on record to you, Minister, that all the evidence that you have got in all of this is that the public know nothing really about IPP apart from people like this committee going on about it. All the evidence suggests it's a disastrous sentence which is impacting thousands of people. And as it is on the record, I would ask that you take that away and look in the context of all the things we're talking about here, all the evidence you have from the white paper and other things, and really think very carefully about resentencing these people. It is a very, very important thing. So, thank you very much.
I'll respond very briefly, if I may. But, yes, and I'm conscious, and I know it will possibly frustrate Mr Day, but that is, I think, the tenor of one of the central recommendations, if not the central recommendation of the committee's report, which we will be responding to directly, as is the normal practice. I think you are right that it is a sentence and it is a cohort of people which the broader public probably have very little idea about or awareness of, unless they're either an active parliamentarian on this subject or one of the campaigners around it, or indeed either one of the victims of one of those individuals or the families of those individuals or those individuals themselves. It is a very complex space, and in the nature of it, many, and I don't want to generalise too much, many of those people may be deemed, for example, by the parole board to still be dangerous. But I take the point, which I think came out very clearly in the committee report, and I think that's what you want me to take back, which is, and I think the way the committee expressed it, I paraphrase, was that if there is no end in sight or no route to rehabilitation, that has an impact on that individual, but also on their ability to become a reformed member of society. And I have read the report carefully, but I don't want to preempt exactly what we're going to say to the committee.
Point taken, and we'll look forward to the report sooner rather than later, hopefully.
I take your point, Chair.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms Davey.
Thank you, Chair. Prime Minister.
Right.